friction is. I had given two examples. Say the ball is rolling on the floor, or your compass box is sliding on the surface. So just think, try to get that the common thing in that, or the substances which are interacting. In case 1, it was the ball and the surface. Second example, the compass box and the surface. The compass box we made slided and surface. So from these examples, very first conclusion we can get that always surface is one of the object and the other object which is moving on that surface. So we are getting the type of friction force that it is a contact force because we are having a continuous physical contact between the interacting object. So very first thing, that friction is a type of contact force. Whenever we are rolling the object on these different types of surfaces, the smoothest surface will allow the object to move longer distance, and for the rough surfaces the object will travel less distance. In our example, what was the rough surface? It was the sandpaper. In sandpaper, if we are touching that by hand, so we can feel the roughness of that surface, and whenever this roughness of the surface comes in the contact, it will stop the object, it will pull the object in opposite direction to its motion, and as a result, after traveling some distance, the object stops. So frictional force is the stopping force also. How it takes place? Or suppose we are keeping the book on the desk, that does not fall down. So what happens inside that? Let us understand with the diagram that say this is the smoothest surface that we are seeing. Now at atomic level, if we are having the atomic microscope and if we are observing that smoothest surface like marble floor, the silk cloth, or if we are having any glass surface which we can feel as smoothest. So under the microscope we will see that smoothest surface are having this type of irregularities. How it takes place? So we are knowing that every substance, every matter is having the molecules and atoms inside that. These atoms are arranged very closely, very tightly in the solid substances, but the gaps and the arrangement of these substances are making this kind of different shapes, and the surface which we are feeling very smooth, that is also having this type of irregularities when it is seen under the microscope. So what happens? That this is the surface, there are irregularities, and the object is rolling on that. So the object which is rolling on that, it will also have the irregularities. So that irregularities are interlocking temporarily, and as it's a temporary, again the force comes, this lock has been unlocked and the object is moving ahead. Again it is having irregularities over there also. So in that also it will have that kind of interlocking. For understanding this, we can take the help of our fingers. Say the example remains the same, that I had kept the book on the desk. Consider that this is the surface of the desk and this is the surface of the book. Now, the things which we are seeing smoother from the outside, if you can see these irregularities of the finger, right, in both the surfaces. So same type of irregularities are found in these two surfaces. So these two surfaces temporarily, when we are keeping the book on the desk, these irregularities are interlocking temporarily like this. Now the surface will not be this much. So you are supposed to imagine that continuous irregularities. This is the surface. We had kept the book. If I am applying force, then earlier it was at this position. The force will move the book till here. Then again it will interlock. Then again it will push. It will move forward. Again it will be interlocked. So we are driving the bicycle, we are running the scooter, any vehicle, or whenever we are keeping anything on any other surfaces. At every point we are having this kind of interlocking between them. And as a result, it opposes the motion, it pulls the object backward, and gradually the person, the object is stopping. Surface, the smoothness of the surface or the roughness of the surface. The factors affecting friction. First factor we have discussed, that is surface. Any another factor on which the friction is depending? Yes. Just imagine once again that you are having a box which is empty, which is not having anything inside that, and you are having one more box which is having bricks inside that. You are pushing both the boxes. In which box you are supposed to give more force? You need to apply more force. Obviously, the box filled with the bricks. Why is it so? So once again, as I had explained just now, the box which is empty will not be that much interlocked due to its light or less mass. Its interlocking will be there, but that will be comparatively smoother. It will be broken very fast. But the surfaces, the box which is having bricks inside that, it will deeply interlock with the surface. And if we are trying to push that box, I have to break that interlocking of the surfaces, and then the box will move. So imagine any of the heavy object, and that heavy object will have more interlocking of the surface. Scientifically, the heavy objects are considered that the mass of this object is very high. So, whenever we are having the objects with heavy or high density, it is having more mass, and for the objects which is having more mass, we are supposed to give more force to make them moving or to make them stop. Suppose you are having a lorry fully loaded in front of you, and you are having a bicycle which will need more force to stop. Obviously the lorry. So second factor on which the friction is depending, that is mass of the object. Here we had completed two topics of the chapter, that is force of friction and factors affecting friction. Now we are going to discuss the third topic of the chapter, and that is friction, a necessary evil. What do you understand by the word evil? Evil, that is enemy. Evil, that is stopping us. Then the word is used necessary. Why friction is necessary evil? So let us understand once again with few examples. Say, I want to fix a nail in the wall. Right? We have discussed that the wall will have irregularities in that because of the atoms present in that. And if I am fixing the nail, the nail will also have some irregularities on it. So when I am hammering, this nail will fix in that irregularities. This interlocking keeps the nail in the wall. Like that, I had kept this chunni. The bed sheets are on the bed. I am holding these objects. I am standing. I am pushing something. These all the things are possible only because of the interlocking of the surfaces. Remember that if there is no interlocking of the surfaces, the stationary object will also not remain at its position. This friction, which is in the stationary position, is known as the static friction. So, the first and simplest type of friction we can have, that is the static friction. And for this static friction, the objects which are at rest, they are interlocking themselves, and as a result, we are able to keep the things at their proper position. While moving also, the tire of the vehicle or the tire of the scooter, or we can say our legs also are having interlocking with the surfaces, and as a result the things can move. Why it's an evil? So for the longer duration, if we are having the things in the contact, two things will happen. First, the object will get hot, and second, the object gets damaged. What is this? Suppose we we are rubbing our palm. In winter, this gives lots of pleasure. So by rubbing our palm, these two surfaces are coming in continuous contact. What do you feel? It's getting warm. So, for short period of time, for less time, if we are rubbing this, it is getting warmer. But just think about industries, where the machinery parts, the auto parts, if you are driving, then all the parts of that vehicle are continuous in contact and it is traveling some distance, or in industries that machines are continuously working. Then because of that frictional force between that surfaces, that part is getting hot or it is getting heat energy inside them. So this up to some extent is acceptable, appreciable. But when this heat is increasing with longer time, that becomes evil for us. Likewise, the second drawback, the second problem related with friction, that objects are getting damaged. What is that? That we are wearing the clothes for 1 year, 2 years. From where it is torn? Yes, it will torn from the elbow portion if it's longer. The collars of the clothes will be torn fast, or the seat portion will torn or damaged first. Why it happens? Because this collar is coming in continuous contact with my body parts. Just think about your shoes. Your shoes are getting damaged. From which part? The sole. So, the part which is coming in continuous contact, where we are giving more pressure, that parts are getting damaged faster. Still we are having lots of examples. The books are damaged from corners because frequently we are moving, we are in contact with the corner portions. So every object which is in contact with another object for longer time, that is getting damaged. The term, scientific term which is used for that, it is wear and tear, or the proper pronunciation, wear and tear.